bit of a shiny nose. I'm going to put some more on my snufter. Whereas we're trying to trick the eye into thinking that we've had a facelift. Don't know what it's called. Nurse doesn't know what part of your ear is called. Rubbish nurse. Hello gorgeous people. In today's video I'm going to be trying a beauty hack which is doing the rounds on TikTok, YouTube, everywhere. It's the one where you put a line of concealer from your lip, corner of your lip to the inner part of your ear, and then from the corner of your eye up to your hairline, but the two lines are parallel. You use a paler concealer than your skin tone, and the whole process is supposed to give your skin a lift, if you like. But me being me and my channel being my channel, we're not going to use just concealer. We're going to try with a few other bits and pieces. But first of all, beautiful ones, today is Tuesday, so it's the middle of the week. It's beard dye day, and I'm going to cut my hair, and I need to remove my mutton chops as well, so this hack can actually work, and you can see where I'm putting the concealer or whatever I'm going to use. So I'll see you beautiful ones in a little while, and I'll be looking groomed and beautiful, and so see you in a minute. Right, guys, I'm back. Freshly washed, freshly shaved, freshly dyed beard and eyebrows and sideburns. And I've removed my mutton chops for today's experiment. So should we carry on? So beautiful ones, because we're going to need a nice crisp line here and from the corner of our eyes up to our hairline, and they both need to be parallel, we need to use something to stencil the line on with. So you could use a credit card, a flyer which has come through the post, you know, junk mail, what have you. For today, I'm going to be using these guys, these 10-pack of holder files, and they're plastic. They give you a nice sharp edge, but I'll show you how to cut them out. And so what I have, guys, is a piece of card here with a curved under edge. That bit doesn't matter. It's the sharp edge we're after, because we're going to be applying that there and just putting the concealer on top so that it gives us a nice sharp line. So what will we be using today, beautiful ones? Well, I thought perhaps this was gifted to me. It is a sheer cover lip balm, eyeliner and highlighter kit, and we're going to be using that colour today, the French Vanilla. That's a highlighter. So we're going to try highlighter, and we're going to try two concealers too. We're going to try the light diffusing L'Oreal True Match Serum Concealer. We're also going to be trying, this one was a new purchase this morning, Lasting Perfection Concealer. This is by, I can't remember what make it is. Oh, Collection. Got it for £4.50 this morning from Sainsbury's because I knew I'd be filming this, and I wanted us to have loads of options that we could just muck around with, basically. And finally, I thought we'd give this a little try. It's the Revolution Contour Stick. Apparently this is contour one end and highlighted the other end. Also, beautiful ones, we're not going to just be putting two white lines on our face and leaving them there. I mean, that would be silly, wouldn't it? So you'll also need something like this, a nice brush kit. This is actually an artist's brush kit. Again, gifted. I'm lucky, aren't I? But first things first, beautiful ones, to ensure that the white lines or the concealer or whatever we're going to be putting on our two lines on our face blends in seamlessly, we need to prime our faces. This again, gifted, sorry. I know I'm a very, very lucky person indeed. I have a mum who indulges me and loads of friends who indulge me too. So should we put some of this on? Let's do it. I forgot to say, guys, this is by Sheer Cover. Can you see that? It is the Base Perfect primer. So what I'll do is I'm just going to, oh shit, the lid. I'll just do this side of my face so that, you know, you can see the difference and whether the hack works or not, because I've never tried this before, guys. So that's why we're doing this experiment. So glasses off. And I'll load some of this onto my, how am I going to do this? Oh, shit. Onto my thumb. That's plenty. Put the lid on him. And then what I'll do is with my other finger, just load some of the product. Can you see I've got a little bit on my finger? And we'll use the side of my good side of my face. Because we've all got good sides and bad sides to our face, apart from the ultra beautiful who have good sides all over their faces, but then they're very lucky, aren't they? Welcome to the real world, guys. Wow, that does feel quite nice, silky. I don't normally use primers. In fact, I don't like priming my skin. Got a bit of a shiny nose. I'm going to put some more on my snufter. Right, so just load a little bit onto your finger. That's it. Put the lid on that one, because knowing me, I'll go and step on that, and that'll end up all over the carpet. But let's just see if this mattifies the old nose too, shall we? I can't tell you how much all of the highlighting kit and the primer were, guys, because as I said, they were gifted to me. But all I know is it's Sheer Cover. It's not that expensive. I don't think it is anyway. It's nothing like Estee Lauder or Chanel or your Giorgio Armani's or what have you. Right guys, so we'll start off with the sheer cover in the French Vanilla highlighting colour, or product if you like, and the brush I'm going to use will be, let's have a look, probably this one, that one. And what I'll do is I'll wash them and then reuse them each time I apply more product, which will be a hell of a lot because we've got loads of product to try on. All right guys, should we make a start? So get your piece of plastic, your freshly cut plastic, or your credit card or your flyer, whatever. I mean, they were £2.50 for 10 from Sainsbury's. So I'll open this one up and we're going to be using the, as I said, the French Vanilla. So what I'll do is I'll just load some of that onto my brush. This is quite a creamy sort. It's very, very sheer though, guys. So we might have to build the colour up, or, I mean, this technique, it's supposed to be undetectable. So who knows? Right, that should be enough for at least one line. So can you see I've got that on my brush? Close him up. Put my glasses on top of my head. So I'll start with I'll start here actually. And the reason we're using a big piece of plastic like this is just so we can, so once you've done that line, all you do is you just bring it down and paint your second line in there, because it's quite important that the lines are parallel. Very, very parallel, because if they're slightly out, then it confuses the eye, whereas we're trying to trick the eye into thinking that we've had a facelift. So, and what you want to do is measure, you know that nodule in your ear, don't know what it's called, nurse doesn't know what part of your ear is called, rubbish nurse, to the corner of your mouth. So just, that should do about there. And then all you're going to do is start up here, build the product up, starting with most of the product on the outside of your face, if that makes sense. Can you see that line there very, very faintly? And that's all we want, guys. And with that, obviously, we're going to blend that out, but there's a very, very special way of blending it as well. We're not just going to go in with our paint bar and makeup brushes and just, you know, blend it out. There's a very special technique. So I'll load some more, and we're going to do the eye one now, guys. If I can get it open. Right, so load more onto your brush. Depends how noticeable you want the look to be, I suppose. Depends on how much product you use, and also what color, and also what type of product you use. So go back in with your old line. That was about it, wasn't it, from the ear? So just go straight up and about there. So the corner of your eye, and then just press it against your skin, starting, and just bring that down. So what we're after is the most of the product on the outside of our faces blending inwards. So as you come closer to your nose or the central part of your face, what you're aiming to do is you have less product there. Look like adamant. Stand and deliver, eh? Except you had a white, yeah, you know. Right. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is just to get rid of that excess product on the back of my hand. So our brush is in fact barely empty, or nearly empty, I should say. And then all you're going to do is just go in with your, I'm doing this left-handed, so it's not going to be very easy, and then brush upwards. And then do the same with your eye line too. Do you see what I mean? So you've got the straight line on the base of the trick, and the top of it is more diffused. And I think that looks amazing. Can you see it? Almost creates like a show, almost like where the light's shining on my face. It's creating sculpted, lifted sort of look. I think that's incredible. And so that's just using a highlighter, not a concealer, guys. We will try a concealer, and then we'll try another highlighter. Why not, eh? I think that's really impressive. It looks really natural as well. Also, if it looks a bit too unnatural for you, just go in with your finger and, you know, just blend it in a little bit. And that's the hack. Well, I look like I've had a facelift, don't I? Not. Right, I'll go and wash this off, and I'll go and clean my brush, and then we'll go in with the concealer. Right, guys, I'm back. I'm going to go in with a little bit more primer. So the sheer cover primer, which we used before. I'll probably speed this bit up just so you're not, you know, sat here listening to me rabbiting on about nothing in particular, nothing interesting anyway. Right, so, and what you want to do is just make sure, you know, you've thoroughly primed the area we're going to be applying the concealer to. That's it. So on to the next one, the concealer. This time we're going to try the L'Oreal True Match Serum Concealer. This has got 1% hyaluronic acid in. Won't make any difference to your skin though, guys. And what I did is I also washed my brush and dried it thoroughly on a towel. And I've also cleaned my piece of card. It's a good idea to try and keep all your stuff as clean as possible. In fact, I wash my brushes after every single time I've used them. So get your concealer, take the lid off it, and this is, God, look at the state of that, it's filthy. I'm not going to use my brush for this because this actually has a brush already attached to it. So again, going from the nodule on your ear to the corner of your mouth, remember? So about there, and as I said before, we're going to apply most of the product to the outside of our face. Don't worry if you, if you go over the plastic. That's what it's there for. Give us a nice cut, defined line. Get some more product, twist up. This is one of those twist up light diffusing concealers. And, oh, shit. So from that line there, just go up. So they're basically parallel to one another. And again, and how does that look? Still adamant? Hope not. Right, put him on the floor and then go in with your brush. And again, as we did before, all we're going to do is just blend it upwards from the line. And basically what this does is it creates what's known as a trompe l'oeil, or what the French equivalent of a trick of the eye or an optical illusion. It hasn't worked as well as the old highlighter though, has it? Oh well. Maybe the concealer's too dark. You do need a concealer which is much, much lighter than your skin tone for this to work though. So, and this is in colour, excuse me. This concealer, by the way, guys, is in colour Rose Porcelain. Don't think you can see that, or wrong way round. Get it right, Joseph. And it's a cool toned concealer, so it's ideal for my skin tone. However, it's too dark for trying to trick the eye into thinking that we've got lifted skin. So should we move on to the next one? And next we're going to be doing the Collection White Concealer. So right, guys, so now it's time for the Collection Concealer, which is basically a white, where it's very, very, very pale. It's not white, not pure white. There's a little bit of colour in it, but it's extremely pale, much more pale than my skin. Might make a nice under-eye concealer, but I didn't buy it for that. I bought it just to do this tutorial with, or this experiment, if you like. And this is called Lasting Perfection Concealer, Matte Full Coverage, 16 hour, up to 16 hour wear, and it's in colour Porcelain number 2. Right, so off camera what I've done is I've primed my skin and I've washed my brush again and just cleaned my piece of, you saw me all do that before. Right, so in theory this should work better this time because this colour is really bloody pale. Look at that. I mean, look, it's just like white. Should I put a little swatch on my face? Bloody hell. I'll tell you someone who would like this concealer is John McClane, because he's always after the most pale concealer or foundation as he calls them. I love John McClane. I think he's amazing. Right, so stop waffling, Joseph. Right, so what I'll do is, right, guys, get your concealer, open it up, load some onto your brush like that. So that's quite a lot on there, but we're trying to demonstrate a point here, aren't we? I mean, I'll probably never ever go out looking like this, but I might just dab some of that on the back of my hand just so I've got less product on my brush. Put my glasses on for this part so I can see exactly. So from the nodule of the ear to the corner, yeah, you've said that, Joseph. Right, and remember we're starting on the outside, working quite quickly because this concealer, being cheap and nasty, dries really bloody quickly. Hence the need for priming our skins beforehand. Right, so put some more concealer on my brush. That should do. And then again, excess off the corner, off the end of the corner. What are you talking about? So from there, so that's our line. We go up directly and about there. And again, just to ensure those two lines are absolutely parallel, guys, absolutely parallel. And that way, you know, you can ensure that the optical illusion, what I'm doing is just removing the product off my brush because we're going to go in and blend these now. And just use the same brush, guys. You don't need a different brush. So starting with this one, blending upwards, and I'll have to use my finger just to blend that in, and this one too. Basically, you don't want any visible, not just so it's obvious, you know, you don't want to walk around with two stripes on your face looking like a bloody zebra. And so you see again, it's giving you the illusion of my face looks, just look at you straight on, lifted. So this side of my face, obviously I've got a big white blob here. I've just tried this bugger on my face, and as I turn, it just gives you because it gives the illusion that my face is very sculpted now and very lifted and very youthful. Obviously you can use less concealer if you want to, and then just keep blending with your finger, guys, from the base of the line upwards, because we're trying to create a lifted look here. And so there's basically not very, very, very small amount of product left on my skin. However, what is there gives the illusion of high cheekbones. That's part of my eye looks lifted now as well. And it just tricks your eye into thinking that you look gorgeous, which I do. So again, guys, I'm going to go in with a little bit of primer just in this region of my face, just so this slides on. And again, I've washed my brushes and I've cleaned the piece of plastic and I've done the washing up and I've mowed the lawn and I've flown to the moon and back. Just while we're here, guys, I just want to show you why I don't like primers. You see how matte and chalky that side of my face looks? That's because the primer's chock full of silicones and powders as well, powdered silicones and liquid silicones, and they just give your skin a very flat sort of look, and that's why I don't ever use primers. However, for today we are using primers just so the products glide onto the skin. And so finally, guys, it's the Revolution double-ended contour stick, although we're going to use the highlighter end. And I think that because we've already tried one highlighter, and so far that is the clear winner to me. I don't know about you beautiful ones at home. Can't get the friggin' thing open. Right. So this is what the product looks like. One end is contour, the other one highlighter. We're going to use the highlighter. I'll just show you the contour while we're here. This looks like, doesn't look like contour to me. Does it look like contour to you? Oh well. Right. And this time, guys, what you can do is again nod your corner of mouth, get your line established, and about there and about there. Just go straight up once you've got your line. You've heard me say that. But what I'm going to do this time is just that's the wrong end. That's contour. Bloody hell. You can either put it straight over the I'll do it on this side just to demonstrate, but you can either go straight over the card, which gives you sort of like a straightish line, but I prefer to use a brush. So what you need to do this time is to load your brush up with highlighter. I love these Revolution stuff, don't you guys? It's really cheap and really affordable, and yet really, really good quality, and the makeup range is fantastic. I've got quite a few of their foundations and quite a few of their, I've got the mascara and I've got the eyeliner, so I tight line with that. Upper lid, of course, another. Right, so product on brush, again, corner of mouth and ear. So just establish that line about there. And again, and this just glides on this highlighter. As I say, it doesn't matter if you go onto the plastic, that's what it's there for. It's almost like a guard. So to do the eye, load up with your brush again. And also, if you're not happy with the amount of product you have on your bottom, on your lip to your ear line, you can always go back in and add more. So it's about there, isn't it? Just go up. So those lines are basically parallel, and again, and you can do this with your eyes closed if you want. I don't advise doing that really, because it could end up in a nasty mess. But my point is that once you've established the technique, it's quite simple. So again, with our brush, we're pulling upwards, and then we're just going to finger blend that in, focusing on above the line. Doesn't matter if you go below the line, but the whole idea is to trick the eye into, well, you've heard me say that a million times today already. So what do you think, guys? it's nowhere near as obvious as the concealers, is it? So, right, guys, I'm going to put it all over my face now. So I'm going to just do the technique on both sides of my face so that we can just ensure it wasn't a fluke. We're using the Sheer Cover highlight and contour palette, you know, the one that was gifted to me. So just apply prime all over your face like this, or however you want to apply it. Don't have to slap all over your chops like I just did. And then I think by far this was the winner, wasn't it, guys? By far. It just looked the most convincing as far as I could tell. So again, the white French vanilla we're going to go in with. Load our brush up with the French vanilla. And I'll speed this up just so you guys aren't sat here waiting for me to transform myself into a 15-year-old. Right, that should do. So again, corner of mouth, nodule of ear. Bit more product. Fine line. Out there, glasses off. We're going to go up to about there. We're going to go in with our, just a little bit too much. And then finger blend, same on the other side, right. Load your brush up again. So beautiful ones, that's today's beauty tip or hack or whatever you want to call it done. What have we learned today? We've learned that using something like a cream highlighter is much better, far more effective than using, say, a concealer. But if you do use a concealer, it needs to be much more paler than your skin tone, because what we're trying to do is trick the eye. You've said that a million times, Joseph. But I mean, I think that's incredible, don't you? It just looks really natural, and it's just lifted my whole face. It just has. I mean, it's incredible. I don't know who came up with this idea in the first place, but whoever did, it's a wonderful hack. And I've improved on it by using highlighter as opposed to concealer. Let me know in the comments, guys, whether you're going to try this. Can't stop looking at myself now. Stop it, Joseph. Vain. Right, guys, that's it. I'm not going to sit like this all day, though. I can't. It's ridiculous, but that is it for today, beautiful. I'm only joking. That's it for today, guys. If you enjoyed today's tutorial, please do give this video a thumbs up. Also consider subscribing. And all it remains is for me to say I wish you have a beautiful week, guys, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Lots of love. Take care. Bye.